What's going on, my friends? It's Jason here. I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing today. And yeah, big shout out to W Canale for winning the Digital Photo Tree Frog LED light competition. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more of those giveaways in the future. But today, we're going to be talking about this bad boy right here. So Andycine did contact me to do a review on this thing, but by all means, this is a completely independent review. I'm not paid by them. I'm not told to say anything about this. This is all 100% my own opinions. But I did want to take a look at their C7S because I did actually own their, I think it was the A6 in the past, which is a 5-inch monitor. This is a 7-inch monitor, and immediately I was like, hell yeah, I'd love to take a look at this because I love the A6, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this one. But the reason why I did sell the A6 is because I got the Atomos Ninja 5, which is a phenomenal monitor slash recorder, but boy, it is super thirsty for power, and it doesn't have DC power input straight out of the box. It only has HDMI unless you have the SDI input module as well. But yeah, about this, we're going to be going through this video about some of the key features this has, the overall performance, who it may be for. But yeah, spoiler alert, this is definitely my new monitor. So this version is reasonably priced at $369 US, where you can actually get the HDMI version for $269. So it only has HDMI in and not SDI in. So the Andycine C7S is a large 7-inch monitor with a 1920 by 1200 monitor resolution, a bright 2200 nit display, which will actually be testing this outdoors against some of my other monitors. It has a 7-inch touchscreen display that you can actually access all the features through the touchscreen, and it has 3 custom assignable buttons at the top left-hand side, which is very handy for me because I have, put a few different custom buttons there which I can switch between both, well, all 3 of them really. Now, as I said before, the Andycine C7S has a SDI input, which really suits my style of shooting when I have the FX6. I do prefer the SDI connection because, well, it's super solid and definitely reliable when it comes to that, like HDMI, it can easily be pulled out. But if you don't actually have SDI, it does have HDMI input anyway. Otherwise, if you don't have SDI, I do recommend you just get the C7 because that is $100 US cheaper for just the HDMI model. But before we continue, let me know in the comments below which monitor you actually use and why. So a really helpful powering feature for this, it has DCI input, which is very useful in my situation because I do power this through DTAP into the V-mount battery attached to the FX6. So you don't actually have to deal with any of the MPF batteries attached onto the back. You can see it's got dual MPF as well. And yeah, it's really good because it's not very power hungry. So it has pretty cool features like anamorphic desqueeze mode. You can actually load your LUTs into it, which is really cool through like an SD card. It has waveforms, histograms, grids, and plenty more. But anyway, let's get into this side by side of the brightness of this compared to some of the other monitors. So you can actually see the waveform with the Andycine C7S. It's at about 87%, whereas the Ninja 5 is at about 83%. You've got the Sony FX6 monitor at about 38%. The Godox GM55, it went to about 30%, and the A6400 was the dimmest at 22%. So just before we continue, guys, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. That would be absolutely amazing. That helps push this to much more people onto the platform. Let's get back into it. Now, one of the cool features it actually has is a light sensor, which can actually auto dim your screen if needed. Like if it detects the ambient light level, so it will adjust it accordingly. Let's say you're outside, it'll really smash up the brightness, and then when you go directly inside, it'll actually detect the ambient levels and bring it down for you just to save your eyes, because if you're in low light situations and it's super bright, it can actually get really annoying, which is, really cool feature for this thing. Now, there are 3 most used features on this thing when it comes to my workflow, and one of the massive reasons why I use this over the Ninja 5 is simply the size. This is a 7-inch, the Ninja 5 is a 5-inch monitor. It is super bright and is absolutely fantastic when pulling focus and using it outdoors as well. Secondly, pulling focus, like I said just then. Brilliant peaking on this thing, so you can actually change a whole bunch of different peaking levels, and it seems to be very, very accurate, which is really, really handy. So the third reason is actually the one I use the most, and that is false color. Weirdly enough, and annoyingly enough, the FX6 doesn't have false color. I know a lot of Sony cameras don't have false color as well. This is a major feature that I actually use when correctly exposing my scene. Now, if you've never used false color before, I highly, highly recommend it. This gives you complete accurate readings out of the scene, and then it pretty much gives you a reading of the overall scene and which section is actually overexposed by giving you a color reference. Now, skin tones is generally you want to be like a pinkish sort of color, maybe a little bit touch of green if it's, you know, different parts it's shaded. It shows you the underexposed sections, which tend to be like a purplish dark color, and the overexposed sections, which tends to be like a red / white if it's completely blown out. But like I said, this monitor is my main monitor that I use for my FX6, and mainly just for the size, the clarity, the features, the overall quality and performance. It just blows my mind for that kind of price. It pretty much fits absolutely every single one of my needs, except for recording. When it comes to external recording, I use the Ninja 5, which is why I've still got it. But certainly I recommend this as a budget monitor. It is absolutely fantastic, but this is by far probably one of the best monitors I've used so far. So I'm super happy that I've got it, and yeah, definitely my clients love it, because instead of looking at a 5-inch monitor, they can look at a 7-inch monitor over the top of my shoulder, which I hate, but at least they can see the screen and they're not getting too close. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. That would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.